I go around and I go around and I go around, I go around. I'm always out, I am always out, I am always out, I'm always out. I keep running so I don't have to go.
I literally spend like most of my day just reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. I am 100 pages in. I love this so much. Like it generally hooked me, sucks me in. I've just like sat down and read all of this. I flew through it. Honestly, I did kind of wake up late. Like it's currently 4:30 right now. I think I woke up at like maybe 11. I did some work on my computer and I just read. And I've just been loving it. It's very different from Throne of Glass, but I knew that going in, and I guess I was like scared because I was like, okay, you know, action wise, because I heard that Throne of Glass is much more like fantasy action, so I was like, how is it gonna be here? Is it gonna feel like it's dragging, yes or no? I think it's great pacing. I'm honestly really enjoying it. So what we have going on over here, we have our main character Farah. Not gonna lie, that's not how I read her name at first until it like tells you how to pronounce it. But anyways, Farah, who her family isn't like super well off. She's out in the woods one day hunting and she actually kills a fae by, well, by accident. Like she kind of like knows that it's fae, but then she kind of like convinces herself that he's not fae. But anyways, she kills him. For a little while her family's happy until another fae comes to get her and he's like, oh, you know, like you're not allowed to do this according to the treaty, blah 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 blah. I can either kill you or you come back with me. So now we have Farah who's living with Tamlin in his estate land, I guess. That's pretty much like all that it seems like nothing has happened, but I generally feel like so much has happened. And I think I remember being told that ACOTAR is kind of like Beauty and the Beast-ish. And at first I was like, okay, why exactly do people say that? Didn't really understand, but now I can kind of see it's not in the sense that people are like beasts or like creatures. How do I explain it? They're basically trapped with these like masks on their face because there was this like magic going on during a masquerade party. So in their human form, the fae have this like mask on their face and like that's the curse, I guess you can say. And the mask is just like stuck on their face. I don't know. I mean, we haven't really seen much of like the magical side. All that we know is that not all the fae can transform into different forms, only certain ones of them. And you have some fae who are born to rule, others born with like powers meant to serve. That's all we know about the lore. I'm trying not to like go in with what I know from Throne of Glass to kind of like separate both. But honestly, yeah, having so much fun. I think you're gonna get another update from me. Like I try to do updates every 100 pages, and I definitely think we're gonna get another update soon before going to bed. I need to wash my hair, so I think I'm gonna read for maybe another like 30 minutes, go wash my hair at 5 and continue reading it because I'm genuinely so invested. So we have gotten to about page 200. Oh my god, it's so dark. Give me a second. Okay, this is better. I felt like it was so dark before. We have gotten to page 200 of A Court of Thorns and Roses. I generally have no idea what's gonna happen. I can understand why people are like, oh, the first book isn't like that great. Not because I'm like not enjoying it, but I feel like nothing is really happening. Like I'm still having a good time reading it. Like we got to the grade, right? Is that what they call it? I like paused to go brush my teeth and wash my face and now I forget what it's called. But anyways, that big celebration and we're the day after. Like that's where I'm at right now. I like how with Tamlin it's kind of like a little slow burn. I feel like the romance is believable. So I do like that. I like how it's going. I generally like the character of Lucian. Like I don't know if he's meant to be likable or not, but I do like him. I like him in character. And that's pretty much it. Like there's not much. Oh, okay. Actually. So we start seeing a few spirits and stuff like that. I don't know how that's gonna play out, but after seeing this spirit, Farah talked to Lucian and I forgot his name for a second. Tamlin, right? Yes, Tamlin. Oh my god. And apparently fairies can lie. And that's a lie that all, I guess, like mortals believed in. I don't know if that's like being set up for something that's going to happen in the future or that's just like, oh, this is like the rule of the world. I don't know if it's just like telling us or foreshadowing. We will see. But that I did find interesting because where I'm at in Throne of Glass, that's not something that's mentioned. So, you know, I'm curious to see how this is placed. But that's pretty much it that's going on right now. I feel like I should have more to say given that I'm 200 pages in. But again, nothing is really happening. It's not bad. I'm having fun. I'm just getting like, this is not gonna be over a like, this just gives solid 4-star. Like, I can't rate it over 4-star because I feel like I expected a fantasy, and yes, I am getting a fantasy, but it's much more romance heavy, and I kind of want a bit more action. So we'll see what happens in the second half of the book. I'm gonna read a little bit more before going to bed, but yeah, guys, like, I literally read all this today. That's how like hooked and invested I was. So like, it is good. I'm just like craving a little something more, you know? Okay, I know I'm like in the same clothes that I was in since like last night, but today was kind of a rough like mental health day for me. So I was just like doing work at home. I didn't really feel like changing or anything like that, but I did get some reading done. I'm currently at page 310 of ACOTAR. Like, I'm pretty sure I can finish it tonight because like the only thing that I've actually wanted to do was to read, which is good because I've been like so sucked in. It's so interesting, and I literally have book 2 that odds are I'm probably gonna start tonight. But yeah, so what happened in these last like 100 pages? Oh my god. I think I told you guys about like that whole rites ritual thing, whatever. We met Ryson, I want to say that's how you pronounce his name. I've heard his name before, so I know he's going to be like a big part of the other books, but basically she had given him a fake name, and then he had given that name to the big scary she that we know of, that Tamlin and that Lucian are scared of, but like we don't know who she is. He gave her fake name to that person. Turns out her house was burned down because they thought that like that was her because of the name. How she found out that her house was burned down was because her and Tamlin, like, they get closer, they have a moment, and then he's like, you need to go, like, so you're safe. I cannot protect you here. You're not safe here. You have to go back to the mortal world. Obviously, she didn't want that, but that's what happens. She goes back to the mortal world, and that's how she finds out. And we actually see that Nesta didn't really get blinded by Tamlin's magic because he said he like took care of their family, made sure that they didn't remember him like coming in and being all scary and like whatever. But Nesta, she remembers that her other sister and her dad don't. So I can see why maybe Nesta's like more prone to entering this world, and because I know that like the big orange book, like it's her book, so I can see why it's like her versus the other sister. But yeah, that's that. For some reason, oh my god, what is her name? Farah is like, I'm gonna go back to the fairy realm, like I want to see Tamlin, like I need to see him. She goes back and it's an absolute mess. There's no one there. So she's like so confused, like what's going on. And then she talks with, what's the servant's name? Alice? I forget, but she talks with the servant and the servant explains everything. There was a curse, and it's so frustrating because Tamlin was so close to breaking the curse because he truly did love her, and like she just had to say that she loved him back, but like she couldn't, and he sends her away like 3 days before the curse was going to be broken. And I'm like, you were so close. You were so close. But anyways, we find out like all this lore. We find out who the big scary she is, and we find out that Ryson, I think that's again how you pronounce it, he was the one who kind of like sold her out when he met her at like the grand rites. So now we have Farah who's like, where this like big scary she, Amaranthia? How do I say her name? Amarantha, yes. Where Amarantha is, and we find out like how much power she does have like over the land, and basically like everyone is like following her. She has Tamlin captured, and I just got to the part where she gives Farah this like challenge. She basically has to pass like 3 trials and then Tamlin's free. But she also has an out, so there can be a riddle that's said, and if Farah can answer properly, then Tamlin is free. I do not know what that entails. I don't know if that's what we're going to be seeing in the last 100 pages or that's going to move on to book 2, but that's where I'm at now. I feel like things are about to get like very, very, very interesting. So I'm definitely going to finish this tonight because I'm honestly hooked. I'm so invested. I'm actually so happy that I do not have any other plans today because I can actually sit down and read this. I'm hooked. I'm locked in. I'm like surprised because I know people say that like book 1 is like not their favorite book, and I'm like, that it's so good. So overall, just very, very good vibes, and I cannot wait to see what happens next. I went on a little walk to pick up something for lunch, and I'm currently eating my lunch right now. But guys, we have finished. Oh my god, we finished ACOTAR. I'm genuinely such in shock. Like, I don't know if I told you about Amarantha's like little trials and things like that. I think, did I? Yeah, I think I did. But we saw all 3 trials, and the last trial, guys, the last trial, I was like, this is not happening. This is not happening. The last trial, she had to kill, first, let's go back to like the first 2. We have Ryson who kind of helps her, and obviously like he sold her out, but he kind of helps her. I have been told that the love interest in the second book is different from the first book, and that's why people like the rest of the series better. I'm not dumb. I'm like figuring out that Ryzen is the love interest for the rest of the series. I like Tamlin, so I don't know how we're gonna like navigate. What is this doing? I don't know how we're gonna navigate that, because I'm like, okay, either he has to die or there has to be like some other reason why he's not the love interest anymore, or it's just like people didn't like him. I don't know. But he's not the love interest in this book. He's in love interest in the other book. But yeah, so he sold her out. But he's like kind of helping her throughout the trials, and he helps save her, but they make a little bargain. So for the rest of her life, initially it's like 2 weeks, but they argue it down to 1 week. 1 week every month she has to spend with him in the night court. So I'm like, okay, I can see how feelings would grow, but also we do have Tamlin. Anyways, that's something that we're probably going to discover in book 2. I read like 1 chapter of book 2, like that's it, and I was like, I need food desperately. So I don't know what's going on. But coming back to ACOTAR, the third trial of this book, oh my god, the third trial, Amarantha makes Feyre kill 3 people. So they're lined up in front of her with like a bag on their head. And the first one she kills, the second one she kills. And then the third one, when they pull the hood up, it's Tamlin. I was like, part of me was like, okay, I guess like this is how we have a different love interest in book 2 because he dies. But it was all a little, oh my god, it was all like perfectly planned. Well, not perfectly planned, but it's like, because no one could tell Feyre, but the advice that she was given is like, listen and pay attention. And Tamlin, we went like back, we didn't go back in time, but we like had flashbacks. He would always like leave doors open, or always like make sure that she overheard certain things of conversations. And then when she connected the dots and she was like, it's fine if I stab him, like, not that he doesn't have a heart, but his heart is like solid, it's like metal. So she took a huge risk, and she was like, I can do it. And when she went to stab him, he had a smile on his face, and I was like, ah! I was like, oh my god. But she stabs him, the dagger is dented, and then things happen and Amarantha is dead. That's what happened here. From like the first chapter of A Court of Mist and Fury that I read, we have Tamlin and Feyre who are engaged. So I'm so curious how we're gonna progress with obviously Rysand, because I'm like, I don't condone cheating, and I do like Tamlin. Like, obviously, from what I've seen from Rysand, there's like, I don't know if it's because it's a little bit like forbidden, or because he seems like more, like, not that Tamlin doesn't seem dangerous, but like Rysand, there's like another air of danger that I'm like, I don't condone it, but I can see why. I'm just so curious how it's going to be handled. I did not even bother to read the back. I was like, I'm just gonna dive right in. I literally finished the last chapter of this. I picked up A Court of Mist and Fury, read the first chapter. I only stopped because I was like starving. So I'm gonna have lunch. I do need to wash my hair today. That's why it's in like a little clip, because it's disgusting. It's so oily, so dirty. I need to put a hair mask in. So I think after my lunch, I'm gonna put in a hair mask, gonna read a bit, and I think I still want to update you guys around every 100 pages. I don't know how long this video is gonna be because the books get bigger as we go. Like, this book is 623 pages. I'm sure like the other books are more, so we're gonna see either every 100 pages or every 150, probably like in between, depending on like what's going on and like crazy moments and stuff like that, because I do want to talk when the crazy moments happen, because I feel like if I talk to you after a crazy moment happened, it's like, not that it makes it like less crazy, but it's like I need to talk about it, but I don't talk about it because I'm like forcing myself to read more to update you guys. But yeah, so we're gonna see how we're gonna do the updates. I'm expecting this video to be an hour long. I'm really gonna try to cut wherever I can. Get comfy, because this video is gonna take a while. We're only on book 2, and I probably have like 10 minutes of like clips, and book 1 is like the shortest book. Just got back from the gym, so we're looking a little bit crusty. I hope it's not like too, why is it like this? Oh my god, I don't know why it's like ugly outside. But anyways, I got to page 300 of A Court of Mist and Fury. I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. Oh my god, like action is picking up. We have so much going on, and like Feyre's like discovering her powers. I love it. Like, Feyre is so powerful, and yes, Rysand, he didn't teach Feyre to write. He's not training her out of his like own out of his own free will, because he's like a good person. He obviously like wants to help her, but he's like, it's also for his benefit that we kind of like, I kind of like talks about like a tiny little bit like in the last update. And now we got to the part where they like everyone met like Farrah's sisters and like the whole, I guess, like higher up of the night court. And I can like already like I can see why the fourth book is Cassian and Nesta, because from when they meet they have this like little thing. I'm still super curious why people say that it's like not a good book and they do not like it, because I feel like it does have the potential. And like Cassian, so far from like what we're seeing, he's like a character who I think I'm gonna really like. But yeah, honestly, super good vibes. A lot has happened. Action is really picking up and I'm loving it. I just want to hop on because I completely forgot to tell you this, but we got to the part where Feyre completely just like, I guess like shuts, well like mentally she's like, I don't want to go back to the spring court. I'm completely done with Tamlin. He should have acted this way, but he acted this way. He kind of like put himself first. And like, yes, he tried to save me, but like he didn't do enough and stuff like that. She's like processing this, realizing it. And I'm like, I love. I just realized I completely forgot to mention in the car. But yeah, I just wanted to hop in and give you guys that little update. I'm in probably the silliest outfits to film a little update, but I just got back from a game. I went to the game, then I went to the bar and we met up with like other friends. It's currently like 3:30 a.m. The last thing I want to do is to sit down and give you guys an update. But here we are. I like just washed my face. So that's why I have this like funky little getup and obviously my jersey on. But yes, let's just do this so I can go to bed because my eyes are like actually closing. I'm at page 430. I literally just sat on today. I read. I was so invested. It's getting so good. Like, it's hard to put this book down. We are in the midst of like all the action, you know. We had a little conversation. Well, okay, so they like everyone ended up going to the summer court. They got the book, which is like what they needed from the summer courts, and oh my god, it was its own like little nightmare in itself. They ended up having to steal it, and basically there's like, I guess the best way to explain it is that there's like a bounty on everyone's heads because they stole from the summer court. But then also they went to the mortal world and they were talking with the queens, and the queens want like proof that Rysand is like a good guy. So now they had to go back to, well, they went back to like the fairy world. Obviously they go to the night court, but they have to go to the night court that Rice doesn't really like that much because it's more like the, I don't know how to say, but it's not like his like nice pretty Valeris city. It's like the court of nightmares. Just he has to like put on like a face, I guess, in a way, so they can pick up something from over there to show the queens that okay, like we're actually like serious and you should trust us, like blah blah blah. That was the whole action sequence. And finally, after the Court of Nightmares, we have Feyre, who's just like, you know what? She admitted her feelings for Rysand. She completely cut off Tamlin, admitted her feelings for Rysand, and she was like, I want to try this. Like, I don't know what this is going to be. If it's like a physical thing, if it's like emotional, I don't know. I want to try it. But Tamlin is, no, not Tamlin, but Rysand is nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. I just got to the part where like Feyre decided her thing and Rysand is like nowhere. So I don't know what is gonna happen. I'm like, girl, like she finally realized, she finally made up her mind that she wants you. Come, where are you? Anyways, I'm going to bed now. I can barely keep my eyes open. We'll talk more tomorrow. I'm giving you guys my update from the exact same spot as before because my room is literally a mess because I'm packing for something. So you can literally see like all these clothes on my bed. So yeah, it's a bit horrid right now. I sincerely apologize, but I got to page 515 from A Court of Mist and Fury. And I don't know how this is gonna play out, but Lucian ended up finding Feyre when they went to like somewhere in the woods. He tracks her down and now he knows like what she can do, how powerful she is. I don't know how that's gonna play out, what he's gonna tell Tamlin, like what's going on. But speaking of Tamlin, Rhys also explains to Feyre what exactly happened between both of their families. Because Tamlin just said that Rhys's, I don't know if it's like family or his dad specifically, someone from Rhys's family murdered his family. But he left out why they did it and that Tamlin's family had murdered Rhys's mom and sister first. So Tamlin is like really being set up to be like the bad guy here. And I don't know if he's gonna have his redemption arc later on or if he's like supposed to be a villain here. I do not know, but when they cross paths, my heart, the other huge thing that we saw over here is that apparently Farah and Race are mates. Mates fated together, right? Farah like just found out from one of those like weird creepy fae. Race knew all along. So now Farah's like kind of pissed off because she's like, how can you keep this from me? Like, you know, I felt like I was being lied to, blah blah blah. And like everyone else knew, like more Cassie and everyone knew besides her. And this also happens after they had a little moment together. So I truly have no idea what's gonna happen in these next 100 pages. But dude, I see why people were like, you have to move on to book 2. If you thought book 1 was like, meh, go to book 2. Because this is a whole other story. This is truly a whole other story and I love it. Like 600 pages, but it reads so easy. We're going to ignore this like little thing of toothpaste on my face, but oh my god, I just finished A Court of Mist and Fury and literally like what did not happen? What did not happen in these last couple of pages? So first of all, the crazy thing, the big crazy thing, Feyre goes back to the spring court with Tamlin. I'm like, huh? And that's just like one of the big things. We also have her sisters who are now Fae because that happened. Also, Elaine is apparently Lucian's mate. So that happened also. And another thing, another big thing, apparently Feyre and Rhys aren't just mates. She's officially the High Lord, the High Lady of the Night Court. So much happened. And then, do you want to know why all this happened? Because the King of Hybern had this mastermind thing planned. Tamlin was involved. He had a deal with him to get Feyre back. I was reading it in front of my friend who like told me that I have to read this series, and her reactions every time I would gasp or I'd be like, what is happening? This is crazy. This is crazy. Literally, there was a party and everyone was invited. Everyone was invited. Everything happened. Part of me wants to immediately pick up book 3, and my friend like literally told me like, it's here on my shelf if you want it. So I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up like right now because I am staying at hers for like the next week, and I was like, I do have other things that I want to read, but also this ended in a crazy way. And now basically Feyre is just like a spy at the spring court. But the way that the King of Hybern masterminded things, and Jurian is back, he's alive, and the queens, I'm speechless. It's currently like 2:10 a.m. but I was like, I need to finish reading this. I need to know what happens. I need to finish. Wow, I genuinely have no words. We have gotten through 100 pages of A Court of Wings and Ruin, and I was like I just did not know what to expect going into this because like, as I mentioned, end of last book, we have Feyre who goes back to the spring court, and I was like, I don't know what I think of Lucian, because obviously Lucian is Elaine's mate, so it was really Lucian that I was like, I don't know where this is gonna go. But these 100 pages, I am so happy. I've always liked Lucian. Book 2, I was like, I don't know, but I always liked him, and I'm so happy that at the end of these 100 pages, he decided to leave with Feyre, go to see Elaine, go back to the Night Court, and to my understanding, they're now gonna like walk through all the courts. Obviously, from book 2, Feyre cannot go to Summer Court, so they're going to the Autumn Court, which is where Lucian is from, and that's where they are right now. They like just crossed the like, I guess, border, and they're camping out for the night. But these 100 pages, you see Feyre scheming, and I love it because she's basically trying to get all of Tamlin's people to be like, he's horrible, we hate him, whatever. We also have like royals from Hybern who are over there, and she's like, you know, scheming around them, making them look like super bad. The High Priestess Ianth, I don't know if I ever mentioned her, but she was a big character at the beginning of book 2, and we didn't know what to think about her. Turns out she was like bad, so she's like making her seem bad, these royals seem bad, and basically like every one of Tamlin's people like her because she tries to hear people out, she tries to be nice, whatever, but they don't like anyone else. Her whole idea is like, I want the spring court to like not blindly follow Tamlin, like know what type of person he is, know that he is gonna like let Hybern basically like take over the spring court to invade like the entire world at this point. So I like that. I'm intrigued. I don't know if we're gonna go through like every single court, or they're gonna wait for their powers to come. Like, the plan is to wait for the parents to come back after to go directly to the night court. But I know part 2 is like a pretty big section. I don't know if part 2 is them like getting to the night court and then part 3 it is the night court, because basically like part 1 was the first 100 pages. I think part 2 is at least a good 300 pages. I can't find the, oh, here, okay. Part 2 is like, yeah, almost like 400 pages. I mean, part 3 is also called High Lady, so either that's when she like fully embraces her role as she finally gets back to the night court, but then the like, I guess final battle, whatever, is like gonna be pretty small, so I don't know. Those are my assumptions for now. I'm intrigued. I'm just intrigued to see where this goes. Honestly, I'm not like super invested as of now in what's like happening, but also book 2. At first I was like, okay, you know, I can tell that we're setting things up. I'm not like in the heart of the moment. The ball isn't like rolling down the hill. But then it got like so much better, and I feel like that's where I'm at right now. So we will see what happens. Like just about to film another video, but I wanted to hop on to give you guys my updates. I'm at page 405. I feel like it's starting to pick off. Like I can see where things are going. Basically where we're at right now is that we have the entire gang who's going to the day dawn court, because this is the meeting between all the High Lords. Not much, but a lot has happened like story wise. Basically there was an attack on the summer court, so the whole gang went there, kind of like tried to fix the relationship with Tarkin, I think that's how you pronounce it, because we remember in book, I'm pretty sure it was book 2, not in this book, book 2, they kind of like stole something from him, right? So they're trying to fix the relationship, because the whole goal is like, okay, we're gonna align all the courts versus Highburn. We are finally, when they're meeting, it's like just the beginning of the meeting, so I don't know like what is gonna happen over here, but so far when Rhys and Feyre walk in, there is day court, dawn court, and winter court. Obviously spring court, we don't know what's gonna happen because like Tamlin, but also Highburn is like has basically taken over the spring court. So how is that gonna go around? I do not know. But then they were also like holding hostage the summer court, but now it's like done, but they still have like their people around because there's like spring court. And then obviously there's the autumn court with Lucian's dad that we don't know what he's gonna do. I do not know what's gonna happen. They had a plan that they were like, okay, well, you know, we can have our like secret weapon versus Highburn, which would be the bone carver from the prison, right? But then the bone carver was like, oh, we know you guys gotta get me this thing. So Feyre tries to go to the Court of Nightmares to get it, but it's like, I don't know if someone is gonna do it and we're gonna like find out something from them. It's like a secret that's gonna be revealed, or they're like not gonna go for the Ouroboros. But basically Feyre's like, well, I don't want to like lose myself, so maybe let's not do this. But the bone carver is like, oh, it's like the only thing that like will get me to like help you guys. So we're still trying to figure out what the final plan is for the battle. We're meeting with the courts. My prediction is that, I don't know, like, do I think that the courts are gonna align with Rhys? Honestly, I think the day court, no, the time of day courts, I don't know what you call them, I think they will. Maybe winter, because like we don't really know much about like the winter court. Summer, I feel like summer he would align with them, but then again autumn is like the big, oh, because okay, we have Feyre and Lucian who run into Lucian's brothers, and we kind of like find out a little bit about Lucian's like evil brother that was supposed to like marry more. He's kind of like getting his dad, like manipulating his dad to work with Rhys, so it can really go either ways. And then Tamlin, I have no faith for the spring courts. I genuinely have no idea where this is gonna go, but I'm excited. We have not yet reached page 500, but I just had to talk to you guys. I made it to like part 3, so I was like, you know what? Yes, sure, it's like not the 100-page mark, and I feel like only like 80 pages have passed. Like not even, I think like 75 pages have passed since like my last update. I was like, we need to talk because so much has happened. So much happened. Like we had the meeting between all the High Lords and we get revealed something that is a shock. Obviously, like Feyre meets all the High Lords and they start talking. Turns out who we think Lucian's dad is not Lucian's dad. Lucian's dad is another Fey Lord's kid. I think it's the Winter Court. I could be wrong, but I think it's the Winter Court. I know that this has to come in play at some point. I do not know when it's going to come into play and how it's going to come, But I'm like, Sarah J Maas can just drop that piece of lore on us and then it like doesn't affect the storyline whatsoever. But also Lucian is like out in the mortal world. So what is going on? We do not know. We're assuming that the High Lord of the Autumn Court knows. But also, how is all this gonna piece together? I do not know. Anyways, yeah, we had the meeting, everything's good. Tamlin also showed up, like Tarkin showed up and he was like, you know what, the blood ruby, death wish, cursing, whatever, lifted. We're not indebted to each other, that's done. And Tamlin showed up. He was a little bit like pissy, but they left on good terms. So that's good, that's great. And now Elaine is gonna go back to the mortal world to go see the family of her, what's it called? Basically her like fiance's family. So she's like glamored and they're like, Elaine, like you have to like try to pretend to be human. And it's actually so sad because when Feyre said that, she was like, well, that's what I'm already doing. And poor Elaine, like, yes, we find out that she's a seer and that's why she seems kind of like distant mentally. I mean, obviously she had like her life planned out, her future planned out, but she has that like distance in her head. And I don't know how that's going to be if she's going to go to the mortal world and it's going to go horribly wrong and then something happens or she sees something and then she doesn't go, I do not know, because we haven't gotten there yet. We've just like had this talk that she's going to go. So I cannot believe I only have like 200 pages left. I feel like these 200 pages are going to be so jam-packed because like the final battle is coming, and not that the first half of the book was like, well, the more than the first half of the book was like slow, but it was like slowly building up. I feel like not much, like obviously so much happened, but I feel like compared to the pacing of the second book, it was like much slower. Yes, so many things has happened behind the scenes, but pacing was slower, but I feel like these 200 pages are gonna fly like that super fast. Final battle. Oh, also, by the way, the wall is down. Hybern destroyed the wall. So you know that it's gonna happen fast. I've been completely relying on my audiobook because I've been cleaning. You probably cannot, I mean, you can see, thank God, it's like not, it doesn't look very clean, but there's a thought process going. But yeah, so I got to page 600. I have about 100 pages left. I'm so excited. So it's like I do have other things to do, but I cannot just like not read this book. Page 600, guys, so much has happened. So much has happened. I don't know how I feel about this one, but we have Tamlin who kind of has his like redemption. Well, I don't know if I want to call it redemption. Well, I don't know, because it's like he did do something bad, like obviously kind of like sold her out, but we're also like, okay, was it like a plan? Also, I'm sorry if you can hear birds chirping, my window's open. I like do not have the patience to go close it, but I do have the patience to go get my affogato. So we're gonna get that and I'm gonna continue talking. But yeah, we have Tamlin who kind of like sells them out. That was like at the beginning of the book that we already like talked about, or we didn't talk about, but like that we already knew happened. But now Feyre, okay, so basically they end up capturing Elaine. The cauldron kind of like speaks to her. The cauldron does things and they capture Elaine. Like Hybern captures Elaine. So obviously Feyre's gonna go rescue her. I'm not sure exactly how this happened, but basically Azriel is like holding her, trying to escape, and then Feyre's like trying to escape by herself because she has to help another person, and like she's in trouble, right? Tamlin leaps up out of nowhere, saves her, and she has to fly, but she's like, I am not really great at flying. Like, yes, she's been learning how to fly, but she's not great. And Tamlin uses his like, I guess like summer breeze, no, not summer breeze, like spring breeze, like wind to like help push off, soar above the ground. And they basically escape, I guess like a boundary type thing, and Tamlin is able to like also get out because obviously his cover is blown, and then he like winnows away, vanishes. We don't know what's happening to him. I do not know how things are going to go later on with Tamlin, because when we saw him again at the meeting with like all the High Lords, I was like, don't really like what I see. But he did stay for in the end. We're gonna see how that goes. And also, I feel so dumb shipping them. Feyre has a conversation with Mor, and Mor like opens up about her sexuality, and she's like, well, you know, like, yeah, I've hooked up with Cassian, but I'm not gonna do it with Azriel because it's gonna mean something to him. And I don't know if I told you guys out loud, like, I ship them, I want them to be together so much, but I've like done that with like friends or like in my head, and I'm like, girl, you look so dumb. Like, she never swiped for that team. It's not that she doesn't enjoy, but she doesn't want like more with like someone from that team. And I was like, oh, that's because like Azriel, it's like I want more for him, you know. I just want more. But basically where we're at now is that Amren, well, she basically just like ran in with the book and she's like, I have a plan to stop his entire army. So I think she figured her own things out. It's like we're getting towards the final battle. They breached a wall, they're going towards the wall, and now the High Lords, Feyre and the Night Court, no, not the Night Court, You know what I mean, you know what I mean. They're all gonna go for the final battle. I am so intrigued to see what happens. I really hope no one dies. In my experience with Sarah J Maas, like I have not finished Throne of Glass, but after book 2 and then like even book 3, well, I mean book 3 not as much because we weren't like super attached to this character, but book 2 I was like, girl, we're 2 books in, how can you do this to me? I do not know if it's a Sarah J Maas thing to kill off people. I hope not, because, well, obviously I know that Cassian isn't killed off because the next book, well, like not the novella, but like the next book does focus on Cassian and Nesta. If Azrael is dead, I'm actually gonna cry. Or Lucian also, like Lucian was such like a cute, well, I don't know if I want to say cute, but he was like a wholesome character. Tamlin can die and I wouldn't care. So I went like absolutely feral with my reading last night, and we have finished A Court of Wings and Ruin, but I have also started A Court of Frost and Starlight. I just like sat down, finished this, and I was like, you know what? I should probably film an update, but I just want to continue. So I continued. Okay, A Court of Wings and Ruin. It was shocking. It was shocking, and I was always like so confused because I genuinely thought that this was like the last book, and then the whole Nesta book was like, oh, like let's, for lack of a better word, like let's just try to make more money off of it. I didn't realize that the story isn't completely done. Like yes, obviously the king is defeated, but we still have the queens. Like what's going on with the queens? And also Farah says like, you know, we'll deal with them like at another time because like we literally just like finished the war, like that's a problem for another day. So I can see why we have Nesta's book. I can kind of understand why we have 2 new ACOTAR books coming out, and honestly part of me is like so annoyed that I cannot read like book 6 and 7 for this video, but I might just do a little like video of that itself. I do not know, we will see when it comes out. But yeah, so much happened. Like I never expected their dad to come back, and like their dad who they always thought like wasn't a great father, like obviously the circumstances were great, but like never really tried, wasn't a great father. He was over there scheming, he was figuring things out. What a surprise, he was working with the queen. We got to meet the queen, like the youngest queen, that in, I think it was book 2, the elder queens said, oh, like she's sick or whatever, but then I forget who, but someone told Feyre like, don't listen to the other queens, like she's not actually sick. So this queen is cursed. At night she can be like in her human form, during the day she's a type of like bird traps with this like death god. That is like all the context that you need. I'm sure she's gonna come back in either Nesta's book or in the future books, figuring out how to break her curse. I'm sure the other queens are gonna come back. The whole Lucian's dad not being his dad plotline, I like it, but I thought that that would have been explored more because now it's just like, oh, scandalous, like Helion is actually his dad. But it's not really, like I feel like it just happened to happen. Like I like that it's like shocking, but give me a little bit more. So I do not know if in a future book we're going to see Lucian's point of view, or in Nesta's book, or even in A Court of Frost and Starlight, we're going to see more of that and how that causes problems. Because once again, I do like it, but I'm like, why did we bring this up if it doesn't like amass anything in the story? Whatever. Generally really like this. I'm thinking, is there any other highlights? Oh, Elaine was the one who killed the King of Hybern, which I'm sure none of us saw coming. Well, like, technically it wasn't her that, like, sought it out. He, like, killed their father, and then Elaine was like, don't you dare kill my father, like, blah, blah, whatever, and she, like, decapitated him. Proud of Elaine. I feel like we're starting to see a little bit more of her. I feel like it's kind of a shame because, yes, I know people, like, theorize that book 6 is about Elaine, but I'm like, she just doesn't seem interesting, I guess, as a character. Like, Nesta has a backbone. Nesta's a character you want to read about. Elaine doesn't really give me that. So once again, I do not know if when she's like more comfortable, more accepting of her faith, it's gonna change. She's gonna like, we're gonna see her have more of a personality. Now it's nice because she's like, you know, I want to create a garden, I want to tend to the garden. She's going back to her old self, but I still feel like her character is a bit more, I guess we can say, flat. Overall, A Court of Wing and Ruin, I think I'm gonna rate it, oh my god, the birds are like going at it today. I think I'm gonna rate this 4 stars. And The Court of Frost and Starlight, I heard, well, I mean, also it's like tiny. This is like a kind of bridging book between like after the war and the events that happen in A Court of Silver Flame. Here I like because we already have, like, I'm 3 chapters in. We have Farah's point of view, we have Rhys's point of view, and we also have Cassian's point of view. I flipped through pages. We have Nesta's point of view, and I might be crazy, but I think I saw Lucian at some point. I don't remember if I saw Elaine, but I like that. Like, I like how we're seeing other characters' point of view, because especially now like the big battle is done, I like getting into other people's heads. I'm assuming that the next book is purely just Nesta and Cassian. So this is cute. this is nice. This basically, from what I'm gathering, it's that bridging book. It revolves around a festival that's happening in the winter and they're prepping for it. I guess getting their life together, figuring out what the next plan is. Once again, I do not know. This is like not, is it? It's like just over 200 pages, I think. It's like 230 pages. So we'll see what happens. But so far, I can see them kind of like rebuilding what happened and kind of like having their populations be like, yes, people died and we let you into death, but like don't have bad feelings over us. Because basically Reese and Cassian go to the Illyrian camps and without directly saying it, they're like, okay, well, like so many people died because of you. Like, yes, you saved us, but like because of you. So that whole thing is being explored. Don't know what's gonna happen because once again we're like 20 pages in, but I'm vibing and I'm actually really excited for Nessa's book because she's a character that intrigues me more than Feyre, let's put it that way. I don't have a cord of Frost and Starlight with me, but I finished that last night. It feels like a very filler book. I think I'm gonna rate it like 3 stars. It does set up for the next book that I have over here, A Court of Silver Flames. We basically finished it off by seeing like Nessa and Cassian not get into fights, but like we see them going through like basically that book is like Nesta's downfall into, I mean, I wouldn't say downfall, her like descent into, guys, there's like literally a couple that's like walking. Yeah, you saw them. They were like walking towards me and I'm just like, make direct eye contact with your camera. Yeah, so basically Nesta's descent into her like negativity spiral. So like it sets it up. It sees Cassian not getting into, is that in the car? Oh my god, there's a moth in the car. But yeah, it's her descent into like not doing super great, and then Cassian, basically he like throws away, I forget what it's called, but they're like basically their version of like Christmas. He like throws her gift because like they're having problems, whatever. And then we get into A Court of Silver Flame, which is Nesta and Cassian's book. And we find out like this is basically said like 9 months after. Nesta has not been doing great. She has her own apartment. She's like drinking, hooking up with like random people, and she's just like spending Reese and Farrah's money. So at some point Farrah's like, hey, like this has to stop. Like we gave you some time to cope, whatever, deal with it yourself, but you have a problem and we're gonna like put our foot down. So now she's living at the palace. She's with Cassian and he's meant to train her. That's like Nesta and Cassian. And then we also see a setup for what I'm assuming is going to be like the next installment of ACOTAR, like books 6, 7, 8. We see that, as I predicted, queens are still like an issue. So it's not all the queens, it's just one queen. I forget her name, but one of the queens is working with Baron. So Baron is still causing problems, and the whole thing is like, yeah, we're trusting Eris, but it's also Eris. And then Lucian is that moth? Okay, so Lucian is in the human world with Jurian and Vasa, who was like the good queen who got like cursed, right? They don't know if they can really trust Jurian, so they don't know if they can trust Lucian because Lucian is like more with them. Even though he is like Reese's envoy, he's still like more friends with them. So they're like, we don't know if we can trust him. But then Eris, we can't trust him either. Even though like we do have this alliance, he's like wonky. And then obviously there's Baron. So it's an absolute mess. I'm 130 pages in, but I'm honestly more intrigued about this than I was for A Court of Ring and Ruin. I don't know if it's because it's like something new, it's something fresh. I like Nesta and Cassian. Or I don't know if I just got like bored at that point because it was like the same couple. Not that the storyline was boring. I feel like I just needed novelty and this gives me novelty and I love it. What started off as me going for like a walk turned into like a low-key mini hike. But I listened to my audiobook and I'm basically like 300 pages in. It blows my mind how I read 300 pages and I'm not even like halfway done. I'm like, that's the thing, like I'm going through the book, like because I've been like alternating between like the audio office when I'm doing things and like the physical book. I finish my audio and then I come home, I look at my book, I'm like, okay, you know, let's like tab what I noted to tab and let's like, oh my god, the birds are like going crazy, and then let's like advance the book to see where I am, and then I'm like, oh my god, I've read so much, but then I see how much is left and I'm like, this is crazy, this is absolutely crazy. But anyways, we're at page 300 and I feel like so much has happened. So we have Ness and Cassian who finally explore their feelings. Well, okay, they didn't explore their feelings, but there's like a little bit of like, there was a lot of like tension and they kind of acted on it, but they haven't really like opened up emotionally about what's going on. I'm just like seeing the little pieces build and build and build, and oh, I love it. I love it so much. But also in like grand scheme of things, we find out that there's these, I forget what they're called, but there's just like 3 objects that were also created by the cauldron. And we have, oh my god, what is her name? That one queen, I don't remember her name, it starts with a B. But that queen, we're assuming that she's trying to find these objects to gain power or whatever. We're trying to figure out, okay, you know, how do we get them? Nesta and Elaine were both made by the cauldron, like calls to like. So Nesta is now, like, she's on her journey trying to locate these items. And we have her who's training more with Cassian. Guys, I love it. I love it. She's also working, like, helping in a library. She's becoming friends with one of the priestesses. And her whole goal is to get them to, like, train to defend themselves. She is so smart. Like, Nesta is genuinely so smart because she has this, like, whole plan to get them to see that, like, Cassian is, like, nice and respectful and, like, he wants to help you and he's not some, like, rude or whatever. Mastermind. I like Farah, but I love Nesta. I can understand why people don't like Nesta that much because of how she is. Not that she reminds me of myself, but that, like, I guess, like, colder tone that she has to, like, push people away so they don't see, like, what she's going through. I have seen that in myself, so I feel like I'm connecting more to her than to Farah, and generally I'm having so much fun. I love this. I have 400 pages left. I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. We're currently Tuesday. I want to bring this video out Friday. So I'm trying. If this video comes out on a Friday, you know that I would have finished. If it is not, it was too much for me. It has been like raining all day. Well, all day. I've literally been up for like an hour. It's like 11, but you know what? I was like, yeah, it's gloomy. I can't do what I wanted to do. I can't go outside, but at least I can like read. And I want to say I can finish this, but I'm at page 460 and I still feel like there's so much left to go. But anyways, I am loving this so much. Page 460. We're like in the heart of the action. We're like rediscovering Nesta's, well, not rediscovering, we're like seeing the extent of Nesta's powers. I don't know if I ever named them, but there's the dread tro, which are like elements or like objects, whatever, created by the cauldron. We like just found out that Nesta can like create them. And Armin's like, Rhysand, why don't you become like the High King? Because in the past it was a High King that united Prithian. And she's like, you have the power to do it. And this is a sign from the cauldron because the last time there was a High King, his sword had like the power of the cauldron. And that like sparks something. It makes him like, oh my god, it's about to get so good. But I'm also kind of nervous because there's like under 300 pages left. And I don't know if we're gonna have a conclusion to this book, or that's why Sarah J Maas like decided to release like books like 6, 7, 8. But then also, I think this came out like a while back, right? Yeah, 2021, and it's been like 5 years without another book that I'm like, how incomplete, or like how open-ended is this ending? Because having a battle with Brialyn and then fixing things with Eris, can we do that in 300 pages? I don't know. Like, I don't want it to be rushed because I feel like it's gonna be so satisfying. So it would be nice if it was like not revealed here, but oh, I want to know so bad. I'm just like in shock with what I'm reading. It is so good. Oh my god, oh my god. It's just every single time that something like comes down, there's like a new high, a new explosion, a new thing that we discover. It's crazy, but we're 5 books into the series and there's still so much world building. I kind of love that because it's like, yes, we understand the world, but we don't know the history. We're finding out the history. We're finding out so many different things. Like, obviously, it's like we know what Nesta is, but we don't know what Nesta is. And then we find out more and more about Nesta. And it's just like, oh my god. But we also find out more about the history. It's wow. Just wow. Genuinely love this so much. My therapist is like also reading this book and she was like, it's just wow. You know, I didn't really like understand at the time because I was like, girl, I'm only like a page 150. Like, I haven't read that much. But I know she was like closer towards the end of the book and wow. Just wow. We literally have 200 pages left and we're still world building. But I'm like, what is gonna happen? Like, there's no way that we can close off something because I feel like if we close off something, it's gonna be rushed. rushed. I don't know. I'm just, ugh, I want book 6 to come out so bad because where I am right now, why did I read this now? I should have waited until the fall. Like, oh my god, you literally went your entire life without reading this. Why did I pick to read this? When I started this, I did not know that book 6 was coming out, but oh my god, like, literally what a horrible time to start it, because now I have to wait for book 6 and then book 7, and I try not to read series while they're like being written to not have to wait. Oh my god, but it's so good. Guys, I have about like 100 pages left of A Court of Silver Flames, and oh my god, oh my god. Okay, so I don't think I ever like explain this, but there's the Valkyrie. I'm sorry, my hair is like literally horrid. It's so humid outside. There's a like Valkyrie, which basically can like compare them to the Illyrians, but like the female version. Okay, so we have Nesta Gwen, who is a priestess, and then Emery, who she's Illyrian. That's all you need to know. They were like, oh my god, there's a Valkyrie, like whatever. And they're like trying to kind of like become Valkyrie, like bring them back. And I love that storyline so much. Like the friendship between these three. My favorite part of the second half of this book, like, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we might see them in like future books. Like, could they possibly be, like, I don't know if they would be main characters because I don't know if we're going to introduce like a love interest for them, but I was like, I would honestly love to have a book on like Gwen or a book about Emery. Like, that would be so much fun. Honestly, I would kind of like that more than Elaine. So my camera died, but we're good now. I think I was talking about the Valkyrie. I love how these girls are bringing back the Valkyrie and just like their friendship, and I do want books about them. Like, I have no idea what Sarah J Maas has planned. I love them. And also, guys, the relationship with the house, I love the house. I would honestly read a book about like what the house has seen over the years. Also, Ness and Cassian, okay, so obviously they've hooked up, but they never, like, Cassian never stayed the night. For the first time, Ness is like, I want you to stay. Yeah, it's happening. It is happening. I'm so curious. Like, I want to say that they're mates because like of how Cassian is acting at some points, but I also don't know. I can understand why it's taking so long, because yes, when we've been in Fair's head, like, we can see it. We can see it because of how they're reacting, and I'm like, I just want the solution. Like, I just want it to be announced. I have like 120 pages left. Tell me. Anyways, I'm literally bringing this video out tomorrow, and I do have these 120 pages left. I don't know if I'm gonna go to bed tonight because I do really want to finish it, and I do have plans tomorrow morning. So if this video does come out, I think I initially said this video was gonna come out on a Friday. If this like, we are Friday, so this is not coming, like, we are, we are 9:30 p.m. on Friday, so clearly this video is not coming out on Friday, but it's gonna come out tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm gonna sleep tonight. Guys, I just finished, oh my god, A Court of Silver Flames. Wow, I don't even know where we left off. I just feel like so much happened, and it's like I did want to update you guys during the blood rite, but I was like, no, I have to continue reading. Oh my god, so the girls were thrown into the blood rite, but that isn't even the craziest thing. It was all rigged so Brialyn can get Nesta there, and oh my god, guys, okay, first of all, we had a moment when we thought that Eris was like a traitor, but he's not a traitor. Well, the guys, like Azriel and Cassian, figure that out. But then when Brialyn gets Cassian, and then Cassian goes to meet Nesta, I was not okay. Like, I could not put this down as like, I need to know what happens next. Sleeping last night was so hard. I truly love Nesta. Like, I do like Farah. I love Farah. But I think I like Nesta more. Like, I don't know if that's a common sentiment online. Genuinely, guys, oh my god. Now that I'm done this series, I'm like, what do I even do with myself? Like, the past 2 months was just this entire ACOTAR series. I'm like, what do I do? I'm thinking, how do we, well, okay, like, I do see how we have like room for book 6, well, like 6, 7, 8, because Sarah J Maas did leave that opening, because I think like the last chapter or something, Nesta said that like, okay, you know, we have this to deal with, the queens, a looming war, whatever, but like right now this is what we're gonna focus on. So I don't know if it was ever Sarah J Maas's plan to like write more, or she was gonna like end it there. We do not know, but I do see how it was set up for potentially more books, and I'm so excited. Like, I would honestly love to see a book about like Emery and Gwen. I love them. I would love to see that. I would love to see a book where more is the main focus, and I feel like I do also want to see Azrael, because we saw a lot of Cassian. I really want to see more Azrael. I'm just like looking at the cover, I'm like, wow, wow. I read all this. This is tabbed. It's beautiful. Oh my god. Wow. I'm like just thinking on when I'm gonna finish Throne of Glass, because now I'm 3 books in. I think I'm gonna take a break. Like, I know I wanted to bring out that like next month. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do ACOTAR, then I'm gonna do the other one next month. Someone is doing something outside, so I apologize if there's like noise. But yeah, I'm just like thinking, when I finish Throne of Glass, what is even gonna be going through my mind? I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope that, well, I mean, I would assume that if you guys watched this, like, you did not read ACOTAR because there's so many spoilers. But if you did, let me know. Okay, let me know what your favorite book is. Who's your favorite female and male character? And anything else. Does anything come to mind? And yeah, let me know if you're excited for the next few books. I want to say my favorite male character is Cassian. My favorite female character, like, I love Nesta, but there's something about more. I really like more. That's why I'm like, I do want to see more of more. Like, I know there's some theories online that the next book is Elaine's book, so obviously we have that. But yeah, I do want to see more. I think she's my favorite female character. And my favorite book, I don't know, I think it has to be between A Court, well, these ones, I think it has to be between A Court of Mist and Fury and then A Court of Silver Flames. I do not know online what is like a common thing for people's favorite books, because like this one, you do see like the entire rest of the series falling into place. So I think that's why I loved it so much. And then this one, because, well, first of all, I love Cassian, and then Nesta's just such an interesting character. Oh, my tab is like falling out. Give me a second. I was supposed to bring this video out on a Friday, but as you're gonna see, this is only coming out on on a Monday, because life happens. Anyways, I need to go edit this to bring this out for you guys tomorrow. So stay safe, protect your vibe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.